Hey everyone, and welcome for another deep dive. This time we're taking a look at New Year's Eve and New Year's Day.
Oh, those are great ones.
Yeah, I think everyone feels like they know these holidays, but we're going to get past just the countdown and champagne and really uncover some of the more interesting traditions and facts about these days.
It's funny you say that because so many people think everyone celebrates New Year's the same way, but that's just not the case at all.
Yeah, like even just starting with a date.
Right.
Not everyone's celebrating on January 1st. I mean, there are so many cultures out there and so many different calendars.
Absolutely. So many different calendars and different New Year celebrations, and a lot of them actually don't fall on January 1st if you're looking at, say, the Gregorian calendar.
Right. And that makes me think about, the Gregorian calendar. Like, how much does that impact our understanding of time? It's just so interesting to think about how different it might be in cultures that use a totally different system.
Yeah, you're totally right because the Gregorian calendar, which we use today, actually came about in 1582.
Wow.
And it replaced the older Julian calendar. And this actually shifted when people celebrated the New Year.
Oh, wow.
Because before that, it was often in March, like around the time of the spring equinox.
Huh. So celebrating the New Year in March at the start of spring, it seems so much more connected to these themes of rebirth and renewal.
Yeah.
So I wonder, like, when it shifted to January in the middle of winter, did that change the feeling of the whole thing?
That is something to think about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because maybe it introduced like a sense of introspection, like a quiet time of reflection right before everything starts brand new in the spring.
That's really interesting. Okay, so before we get into the specifics of New Year's Eve and day, what about gift giving? Were there any interesting traditions around gift giving historically?
Gift giving is really fascinating because historically in some European cultures, it was actually more tied to New Year's Day than to Christmas.
Oh, wow.
So, it really makes you think about how commercialization and changes in culture have changed how we think about exchanging gifts today.
It's amazing how much things change over time. Okay, so let's talk about New Year's Eve.
Okay.
We've got fireworks and parties and countdowns. Those all seem pretty universal, but I'm sure there's more to it.
Yeah, you're right. Those are popular pretty much everywhere, but they actually have like a deeper meaning that a lot of people don't really think about.
Oh, interesting.
Like fireworks, for example.
Yeah.
Those aren't just there to look pretty. They're actually a symbol of cleansing, like driving away all the negativity from the past year.
Oh,
And then you've got the parties and gatherings, and those are all about togetherness, like coming together as a community and bringing in the new year together.
yeah.
And even the countdown itself is like a ritual, It's all about marking the passage of time and getting people excited for that fresh start.
It's like even these simple traditions have all this meaning behind them. I know there are also a lot of unique customs around the world. What are some that might surprise people?
Oh, there are so many good ones. Okay, how about this? In Denmark, people actually throw old plates at their friends' doorsteps for good luck.
Really?
Yeah, and they believe that the more broken pieces there are, the more good luck you'll have in the new year.
I'd like to see that. I'd probably be a little scared of those plates, though.
Yeah, I bet it gets pretty wild. Again, another one, this one's from Bolivia, and they bake coins into sweets.
Oh,
Yeah, and whoever finds the coin is supposed to have a really prosperous year.
that sounds a lot safer.
Right.
I'm sensing a theme here, though. A lot of these traditions are all about luck and prosperity for the new year.
You got it. It's all about wanting that positive, fresh start. And you see that in a lot of New Year's traditions.
Uh.
Like in Spain, they eat 12 grapes at midnight,
Oh, yeah.
one for each month of the year, but you have to eat all of them before the clock stops chiming for good luck.
Oh, gosh. So you've got to be quick.
You do.
I've heard of that one. Sounds fun, but probably a little messy.
Probably.
What else is there?
Oh, here's a good one. In Ecuador, men dress up as widows of the past year, and they dance in the streets and collect money.
Really?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a funny way of saying goodbye to the old year.
Wow, that's incredible. And it shows you how differently cultures express the same ideas,
Exactly.
like renewal and hope.
Exactly.
And then, of course, we've got our own traditions here in the
Of
U.S.
course, like the ball drop in Times Square.
Yeah, classic.
Everybody knows that one.
And then there are some that are less well known, like, was it the possum drop?
Oh, yeah, in North Carolina.
A possum drop.
Yeah,
I've never even heard of that one.
it's definitely unique. Before we move on to New Year's Day, I wanted to talk about watch night services.
Oh, yes. Those are really important for a lot of religious communities.
Absolutely. So for Moravians and Methodists, they're all about reflecting on the year and praying for the year ahead.
Yeah.
And they're especially important in the African American community.
It sounds like a really beautiful way to end the year.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's shift gears and talk about New Year's Day, because after all the excitement of New Year's Eve, it feels like a day to just relax.
You're right. It has a very different feel. And
Yeah.
New Year's Day has its own set of traditions,
Okay.
and they're often focused on recovery and family and reflection.
It's so interesting how those 2 days can feel so different. Are there any unique traditions for New Year's Day that people might not know about?
Well, one that comes to mind is the celebration of New Year's babies here in the U.S.
Oh.
The first babies born in the new year often get gifts and attention from local businesses.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It is.
What a cool way to be born. Are there any traditions from other cultures that show a different side of New Year's now?
Yeah, so in Guatemala, for instance, gift giving is mainly a Christmas tradition and not really for New Year's Day.
Oh, wow.
It just shows how differently cultures see the holidays.
That's such a good point. It really shows how much culture shapes our traditions around the holidays.
It's wild how, even on the same continent, you can have such different traditions.
Yeah.
It really shows you how dynamic culture is.
It makes you wonder how these traditions are going to keep changing, especially with technology,
Right.
because now it's so easy to share different traditions all over the world.
It is.
So do you think we'll start to see like a fusion of traditions, or will people hold on even tighter to their own customs?
That's a great question. I mean, it's definitely possible that we'll see more mixing of traditions as people learn about new things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's also the importance of preserving your own cultural heritage.
Yeah, I can see both sides.
Right.
It's so cool to experience new things, but you also don't want to lose those unique traditions that make you who you are.
Exactly. It's finding that balance. And what's interesting is that technology, which we often think of as making everything the same, can actually help preserve traditions too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there are all these online platforms where people can share and document New Year's customs from all over the world.
Oh, wow.
So it helps keep those traditions alive.
That's awesome. So it's not just about sharing food pics and vacation photos. It's also about connecting with the culture.
Exactly. It helps us understand both of the differences and the similarities in how we celebrate. I mean, ultimately, whether you're watching fireworks in Sydney or having a special dinner with your family in Guatemala, we're all connected by wanting a fresh start and a good future.
Yeah, it's like even though we do things differently, we all want the same things.
Right.
Those feelings and hopes are universal.
Absolutely. New Year's isn't just about the parties or the countdown. It's about so much more.
Yeah, it's a time for reflection, for setting goals, for spending time with family, and just being hopeful about what's to come.
I like that. I mean, that's what makes these holidays so special and appealing no matter how you celebrate them.
Totally. So speaking of how we celebrate, I'm curious, how has technology changed the way we celebrate New Year's?
Well, we've definitely seen an increase in virtual parties and online countdowns.
Yeah.
It's like a whole new way of experiencing these holidays, and it lets people connect with loved ones no matter where they are.
That's really cool. But do you think these virtual celebrations are replacing traditional ones or just adding to them?
That's a tough question.
Yeah.
I think it really depends on the person.
Yeah.
Some people love the idea of celebrating online, especially if they can't be with family and friends in person.
Yeah.
But others might still prefer those in-person gatherings for the energy and connection.
Totally. It's interesting to see how it all plays out.
It is, and it'll be interesting to see how technology shapes our traditions even more as it keeps changing.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say that technology will always be a part of it, but that human desire for connection and celebration will always be at the heart of New Year's.
Well said. Speaking of changing traditions, there's been a lot of talk lately about fireworks and their impact on the environment.
Right, and that's an important thing to think about. Fireworks are beautiful, but they do have some downsides.
Yeah, for sure.
Like they can cause air and noise pollution and even harm wildlife.
That's true.
So we're starting to see more eco-friendly options like synchronized light shows.
Oh, yeah.
They give you that same wow factor, but without all the negative effects.
That's so cool. I wonder what other alternatives they'll come up with in the future.
Me too. It just shows you that traditions can change and adapt while still keeping the spirit of the celebration alive.
Love that. Okay, so we've covered so much today, from the ancient history to how people celebrate today.
Yeah, we have.
I'm blown away by how many different ways people celebrate New Year's all over the world.
It's pretty amazing, and I think the biggest takeaway for our listeners is that even though the way we celebrate might be different, we all share that same need for renewal and connection.
Yeah, it's like we're all part of something bigger.
Right, like a global community all hoping for a brighter future.
That's such a nice thought. So before we wrap up this deep dive, do you have any final thoughts for our listeners as they get ready for their own New Year's celebrations?
I would say go into the new year with an open mind and a sense of curiosity.
Yeah.
Embrace the traditions that speak to you, learn about new ones, and most importantly, find your own unique way to celebrate.
I love that. It's all about finding what brings you joy and meaning during this time.
Exactly. Whether you're going to a big party or having a quiet night at home, just remember to enjoy the moment and connect with the true spirit of the holiday.
It's crazy how much we think we know about these holidays until you really start digging deeper.
Right.
I feel like I have a totally different understanding of New Year's Eve and New Year's Day now.
It's amazing what happens when you start looking at things from different cultural perspectives.
It really is. It's not just about learning cool facts, it's about understanding people better and how we're all connected by these shared experiences.
You said it. It reminds us that even though we celebrate in different ways, we're all looking for the same things, you know?
Yeah. Happiness and good luck and a better future.
Thinking back on all the traditions we've talked about, is there one that surprised you the most?
You know what really stood out to me was just how creative and different all the customs were.
Yeah.
I mean, from smashing plates in Denmark to wearing red underwear in Italy, it's just fascinating how people express their hopes for the new year.
It really is. It shows you how inventive people are and how we find these really meaningful ways to celebrate these special occasions.
And it highlights how connected we all are as a global community.
Yeah,
Even though we're separated by distance and culture, we're all united by these shared experiences and desires.
that's a really beautiful way to put it. It makes you realize that New Year's is more than just a date on the calendar.
It is.
It's really about celebrating what it means to be human.
Exactly. It's a time to reflect on the past, embrace the present, and look forward to the future with hope.
So, as we wrap up our deep dive into New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, do you have any final thoughts for our listeners as we head into a new year? I'd say approach the new year with curiosity and an open mind.
Yeah, I love that.
Embrace the traditions that you love, learn about new ones, and don't be afraid to create your own ways to celebrate.
That's such great advice. It's all about finding what makes this time special for you.
Exactly. Whether you're at a big party or just relaxing at home, the most important thing is to appreciate the moment and connect with the true meaning of the holiday.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your insights with us today. It's been such a fascinating journey through the world of New Year's traditions.
It's been my pleasure. I always learn something new when we talk about these cultural customs.
And to all our listeners out there, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you learned something new and that you're feeling inspired to embrace the new year with a sense of wonder and excitement. Until next time, keep exploring and Happy New Year, everyone.